Okay, I'm going to start making this series and where I mostly just read quips. If there's anything you need to understand about narcissists above all is that they really are subhuman pieces of crap that actually enjoy hurting other people and believe they are entitled to it. The reason for this is that they walk through life completely miserable and they're angry and pissed off and they hate God and they hate the Son. They might say God. They might even walk around doing this all the time or talking about Jesus in their heart, but that's all a mask because a narcissist creates a fake personality to impress others. He's going to do one of two things to get attention. He's either going to make up all these great stories, like he's a great sea captain fighting pirates and making scientific discoveries to make himself look like a movie star so everybody will give him constant praise and attention, which he cannot live without. Or if he cannot do that, he'll bully, harass, abuse, and threaten everybody to where they'll give him attention out of pure fear. Either way, he is God and you are shit, and that's their mindset. Try working with these people. But they ruin everything they touch. They ruin their relationships. They're usually married. They'll survive in the workplace for a while, getting other people fired because they see those other people as a threat, right? Like somebody's smarter than them, somebody's more attractive than them, somebody's more well liked. So they will try to bully and harass and hurt that person to get them out of the workplace because they're a threat. And if they can't do that, if the person calls them on their bullying bullcrap, then they'll go around starting rumors about that person to try to get everybody to gang up and stonewall or harass or abuse that person to get them out of the workplace because they want that threat eliminated. That's one. Number two, sometimes they just enjoy the thrill of hurting someone. In fact, my former boss, who unfortunately is still in the profession, told me one day when he got real mad and threw one of his I'm a 4-year-old pissed off, spoiled, petulant brat temper tantrums, that the greatest thing he loved about being a principal was he gets to hurt people. Yeah, that's what he told me. And then he realized what he said, and he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god," because I guess it's not really kosher to go around admitting to your employees that the only reason you got this job is because you can get some power to hurt people. Yeah, somebody's parents should have used birth control. There are certain people that should not exist. Those kind of people ought not exist, but unfortunately, here we are. Anyway, so I want to get inside their mind a little bit because it's distorted, it's twisted, right? They believe the sun rises for their glory. I had this guy at work that used to go around telling me he was God, literally. And at first I thought he was joking. But then when I started hearing him say things like, I have a right to steal this keyboard that your mom bought you because of this instrument I play, I'm God, I'm thinking, this guy's serious. This guy really believes he's some sort of divinity that's above all laws and morality. This is Satanism. This is classic Lester Crowley. I can do whatever I want. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, and damn everybody else. I have a right to hurt you. I have a right to hurt your children. I have a right to your family, and you goddamn better well thank me for it, or I'll hurt you some more because you're a bad person if you don't let me hurt you. What sort of freaking evil, sick, twisted stuff is this? But here they are. It's like those. I mean, to take it to its extreme, you got a serial killer that cuts up the bodies of women and children, stands there in the courtroom looking confused why no one can see that he was entitled to do that, that those dead bodies should be thanking him because of his special, unique behavior. That is how they think. And they're twisted and they're evil and they're sorry sacks of human feces. So let's get into some of their mindset, unfortunately, and hope we don't lose our sanity. All right. They crave admiration and attention, right? If they can't get attention and, wow, you're so great, fear, you will fear me, you will fear my wrath, that will do just fine. They crave admiration and attention. They believe their needs are a priority, right? To hell with everybody else, it's all about me. They are incredibly selfish. And these are stupid people too, by the way. I've never met one of these subhumans that were actually intelligent. They'll walk around going, God himself would worship me. I'm a great scientist. Yeah, man, I'm cool. Yeah, I hope your mom dies of breast cancer because I'm real smart. What sort of a logical non sequitur is that? But that is the way they think because they're really stupid. And they're usually have been very spoiled their whole lives and never had to work for anything or always been told you're special, and then they breed out these human pieces of crap. They crave attention and they crave admiration and attention. They believe their needs are a priority. I get whatever I want. Don't care get whatever I want. If I hurt your family, you should thank me more because I get whatever I want. This is not exactly what you call strength of character. They expect special treatment because of who they think they are. They see others as competition or a threat, right? They're paranoid that somebody's going to show them up because they're God and nobody else gets to be God but them, even God himself. Are you serious? They interrupt conversations. I'll more on that in a minute. They act in passive-aggressive manner when they don't get what they want. They feel sorry for themselves a lot of the time. The word compromise is not in their vocabulary. They interrupt conversations. Not everybody that does that is narcissistic. I do that sometimes because I get excited about a thought, and that's just my ADHD over-the-top personality, but I'm trying to be more aware of that, right? I mean, I do tend to do that, but I'm trying to, be aware of it because other people, see, here's the thing, narco craps don't understand. Other people are important. The needs and feelings of other people, those are important. Not in my book. F your silly God on his goddamn cross. No, not F your silly God on his goddamn cross. F you. People matter. They matter to God, and we should matter to each other. Not me. I hurt my ex-wives, and I slept with the wife of my coworker, and I hurt people, and I get to do that. And if you don't let me hurt you, I'll hurt you more. Yeah. Well, do us all a favor, would you? Just die already. All right. Staying away from people who will not take responsibility for their actions. Those who attempt to make you feel bad for being angry at them when they know they have done you wrong. Remember, there's no need to try to explain to them what they've done. They know. Yeah, they usually enjoy hurting you. That's right. I like it. Yeah, you're sick. They're doing it on purpose. I like hurting people. Yeah, my old boss. I like hurting people. Manipulative, malicious, controlling, toxic individuals. How about subhuman pieces of crap that never should have been born, and unfortunately for the world, they haven't died yet? They act in a passive-aggressive manner. Right, I won't talk to you, or they'll sabotage your work. I deal with these pieces of crap. I've been through litigation twice because of these kind of people. I didn't choose this. They see me and go, he's nice. Why does he seem so nice? Well, because I care about people. I like hurting people. We're not the same. No, you're damn right we're not the same. All right, this is good. So I'm going through all these stages. The initial narcissistic abuse begins with belittling comments and grows to contempt, ignoring behavior, adultery, sabotage, and at times physical abuse. At the core of the narcissist is a combination of entitlement and low self-esteem. These feelings of inadequacy are projected onto the victim or the target. I've gone through all these stages. Right now, I'm at ignoring behavior. These guys would call me a-hole. What was it they called me? A-hole, dumbass. We were in the workplace, and they actually referred to me as an FAG. I had to report that, so they got mad because I put a boundary on their behavior. Now they're trying to wage a war against me. But my mom is very, very, very well-to-do, as my sister and her brother-in-law are very rich, too. So we've already contacted attorneys in case these people do something stupid, which they usually do, and we have to deal with that again. Just business as usual, third litigation. But he said I can't hurt his family. You can't hurt my family, Yard. Okay, then they hate you, usually for things they made up about you in their own head, which that's normal. I make something about you that's not true and hate you for something you didn't do to make myself feel better about me because I'm a moron. Yeah, that's how this works. Ignoring behavior, that's a stonewalling. I'm hurting you on purpose. So I go home and jack off to your pain. See, I like that because that's the kind of good person. Praise Jesus, I'll play drums in my church band. Sure you will, and you'll fool God, I'm sure. God, these people are very stupid. It is amazing how, the level of stupidity, great quote, Frederick Schiller, 18th century Enlightenment poet, against such stupidity, even the gods labor in vain. So here we are. Adultery, right? Sometimes, they'll sleep with your wife just to punish you. You ruin your family, make your kids cry at night, and then send the kids text to kill themselves, saying you should kill yourself because you're the fault. You're the reason your parents got divorced. And then the kid kills themselves. And then they start sending texts to the parents going, see, I taught you a lesson, fuck God, I'm Edward. Yeah. And then physical abuse. Sabotage, like workplace sabotage. This happened to me years ago when my boss told me I couldn't go to church or I'd be fired from my job. I said, you can't tell me I can't go to church on Sunday. That's my day off. And he forced me to pray to the Virgin Mary in a public school, which is actually a violation of the rulings of the court. But he says I can do whatever I want. So I was forced to pray to the Virgin Mary, all the while telling that I could not go to church on Sunday. And then I was punished by having my stuff locked away and being written up for not doing my job. I found out later by talking to lawyers that sabotaging the work under a contract violates basically a breach of contract in the form of something called interference of performance, right? Because within contract law, there's something called an implication of good faith, whether even with that certain aspects of at-will employment, there's a certain called good faith and fair dealings, and this isn't negated just because there's a contract. In fact, it's strengthened by the contract. So when you have a contract employment, and then somebody's slashing your tires and then writing you up for being late, and then breaking your equipment, and then saying you're not doing your job, and then they try to fire you, they're going to say that is actually a deliberate violation of good faith and fair dealings in contract law, and it's an interference of performance. But again, what is that I said about narcissists? Are they educated? Do they have a background in Oxford philosophy? Did they graduate summa cum laude at the top of their game from law school? No, they're usually, I get whatever I want. I watch TV and drink and play Pokemon. Yeah, that's what you're dealing with. I'm a great sea captain. I'm 52 years old walking around with a little Long John Silver's hat and a pirate plastic sword. You're dealing with angry, pissed off children in adults' bodies. Here you go. A narcissist wants to discredit your character to evade people finding out about theirs. If you're somebody who's seen through these pieces of crap, they're going to do everything they can to destroy your reputation. But in my case, this is why I'm choosing to leave the work environment, because I know that ultimately a narcissist is a disgruntled piece of crap bully that's like an angry, pissed off bull is only going to attack what's in front of it. The reason I'm targeted is because I'm there. Once I move out of that workplace, it's not like he's going to have a moment where he loves Jesus. He's got to find someone else to hurt. Someone else has to pay. Now you're surrounded by all these minions, the narcissist is surrounded by all these flying monkeys and minions that live for no other reason and wake up in the morning no other reason than to lick his butt. Right? So what they've already said is, I'll give you permission to sleep with my daughter if you want to. You can have whatever you want. You can slap me. I'll let you. I want to be like you. Who do you think he's going to turn that rage out? It's going to be the people closest to him that have empowered him, that have enabled him. He's going to turn around and hurt them. It'll be pretty funny then. But I guess you'd call that karma, although I'm not really an Eastern mystic, so I can't subscribe to karma. I do believe ultimately in divine justice, but that's a little different. Sometimes narcissists withhold their affection, right? They won't talk to you, or they won't acknowledge you, or they refuse to help or to honor their commitments. Whatever they do, the effect is always the same. They leave you feeling troubled, unfulfilled, or tormented. That's what they want. I like hurting people. It makes me feel like I'm someone. Rather than self-improve, lose some weight, get an education, treat people, do some charity work. I'm God. He gives me tributes, yeah. The day you get cancer, I'm going to laugh. Because, God brought back the dead, right? Jesus died on the cross and he came back to conquer death. So if you die of COVID or cancer or in a car accident, it's a good day for you, because then you can prove you're God by coming back. Somehow my money is not on that happening, but okay. Pharaoh did this when he said he believed he was God on earth. God, Pharaoh, the ultimate narcissist. I'm a God on earth. I'm Pharaoh. And then God smites the firstborn, and he cries like a bitch because he lost his son who died. And Pharaoh claimed to be a god, but he couldn't bring his son back. I get whatever I want. Yeah, except for your son coming back from the dead. I get whatever I want, except ruling over Egypt because you're dead. I get whatever I want. Keep talking the talk. They will intentionally fail to validate something important that you've accomplished, or any pain or suffering you may be feeling. By their deliberate indifference, they leave you to wither in lonely triumph or suffering. They are simply unwilling to take the slightest interest. To do so would be to make you feel good, and that is not what the narcissistic personality wants. No, they want to hurt you. They want you to kill yourself. That's their ultimate goal. These are very, very sick individuals. You can usually see it in their eyes, too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll put initials on them. E, J, and the other J all have these dark black sunken eyes and this disordered brain. These are not good people. In fact, they're not people at all. People don't treat other people like this. This is just... They are subhuman monsters. They're the Jezebel spirit the Bible talks about that God hates so much. They are the enemies of God, no matter how much the monkeys go to church and smash their little symbols together and talk about the Virgin Mary and all of that crap. A narcissist cannot allow others to see who and what they really are. An empty, dark, angry, repulsive, dangerous person that loathes life and people, as well as lacking all empathy, morals, and abusive. So the narcissist creates a highly likable, moral, and good and normal mask image that will procure them adulation, affirmation, and attention. Sometimes they can pull that off well. Other times you can really sense something's off. Everything the narcissist requires to survive and walk among the real or normal people, or human beings, we would call ourselves. Why? Because they need the basic things that only functioning, actual human beings like ourselves, they're not, can provide, but they can't, so they morph into one of us, so they can harvest what they need from people, and then ultimately hurt those people because they enjoy it. Remember, hurting people and giving them pain gives them a sense of importance. It gives them a high. It's like a drug. They're addicted to bullying. Claire, what's her name? Claire Hunt. Claire Hunt, her workplace bullying channel on YouTube. She talks about, she's going to say it till it's in the DSM manual. Bullies are addicts. Bullying is an addiction. Bullies are addicted to bullying, and they're addicted to that target. And that's why when I would go to work, every time I'd go to work, and I'd hate going in because I'd see this face light up. I mean, this guy was looking miserable, and then I walked in the door, and he's like, I need to hurt you and get a high from hurting you. Why? If you hate your life, I mean, I'm a firm believer in Milton Friedman's right to commit suicide. If you really hate life that much, rather than waking up and hurting other people, just don't wake up at all. There's options. He says, I can't hurt people. I'd really prefer you don't. Praise to Jesus. Narcissists will have everyone believing that because you speak up and talk about how they treated you with others, they're abusive, or because you cut contact with them to avoid lawsuits, that you are out for revenge. No. Or holding a grudge. No. In reality, all you are doing is using boundaries and holding them accountable. Right. I'm also preventing their workplaces that they work with from getting big-ass lawsuits for tolerating their horrible and crappy behavior that is a violation of federal statutes because narcissists are stupid. They don't believe these laws don't apply to them. Sexual harassment laws don't apply to me. I'm special. Murder statutes don't apply to me. I'm special. That's the serial killer. I'm special. Yeah, there are consequences, but they've never been taught that. They're losers. And anyway, there are liabilities. That's why people often get rid of them once they figure out what they are. What many people fail to understand is that narcissist behavior is intentional, sadistic, and premeditated. Again, they want to hurt you. You must be punished. Why? Because you must be punished. That's a tautology. I'm miserable. Sucks to be you. One doesn't have to operate with great malice to do great harm. The absence of empathy and understanding are enough. I like hurting people. It makes me feel like I'm someone. You can hurt all the people in the world. You're still no one. They are predators. They seek out compassionate, trusting, good-hearted human beings and then mimic those qualities. Like parasites, they are their strongest like when they have a healthy host. And then slowly they use their victims, love to destroy them from the inside out. But unlike parasites, they do this for survival. No, they don't. Unlike parasites, they don't do this for survival. They do it for fun, for entertainment. Again, they're sadists. In order to temporarily alleviate the twisted state of living in contempt, envy, and boredom. Look at their eyes. Look at their eyes. They're really not human beings. Toxic people will always adamantly deny their actions are hurtful. Victims can spend excessive amounts of time trying to explain precisely what the toxic person has done that is abnormal. Don't worry. They know what they're doing and they enjoy it. It's fun to them. Like I said, my old boss admitted, I like hurting people. That's why I became a principal, because I like hurting people. I like hurting people. That's why I became a principal. Great. The abuser may even temporarily admit their actions are harmful, but guess what always follows? The hard swing back to denial. Abusers like to say things like, what do I do to you? Or what did I do? Or how do I make your life harder? These comments come even after the survivor has laid out all the evidence of abuse. The bottom line, toxic people will never take lasting responsibility for their behaviors. That's also why they never change. These are sick people. And I've dealt with so many of them, so much. And I talked to all the experts. Like I actually talked to Ross Rosenberg the other day. I've chatted a little bit with a lot of the big names that you'll see floating around. I never have got a chance to talk to Spartan Life Coach or Shahadia Arabi. She is really cool. You will realize how distorted a narcissist perspective of you is when you receive accurate feedback and warm treatment from healthy, normal, empathic people who are not out to destroy you, make you pay. See the narcissist malignant projections, falsehoods, withholding behaviors. I won't even talk to you to acknowledge your humanity. I want you to kill yourself in front of your mom. Yeah, that's not going to happen. If anything, I'm going to call my rich mom. We're going to get our money. We're going to hire the best lawyers. And if you screw with me, I'm going to make you pay. Great adventures. Piece of crap. Falsehoods and cruelty. Wait, you see the malignant projections, falsehoods, withholding behaviors, and cruelty as a funhouse mirror, warping who you really are and denying your positive qualities. It's not reality. It never was and it never will be. Right. They hate you for things you didn't say or do to feel better about their shitty selves. That's what it is. Pardon the French, but that's true. Some people are mad at you because you aren't suffering the way they expected you to. They want to hurt you, and when you're not hurt, they get mad at you for not being so hurt. You should thank them for hurting you. You need to be more hurt. Why? Because you're hurting? Okay, you're a freaking asshat. You're an 8. That makes no sense. By the way, your wife is dumb. I just want to point that out. She's really not very bright at all. Of course, then again, if she were smart, she wouldn't have married you. Yarg. See, I made a jab. I can hurt back like that, Yarg. Somebody is mad at you right now because you picked a piece of drama over their crappy distance and disrespect. Yup. There you go. Always double standards. Narcissists have 2 sets of rules. They demand you do all the apologizing. You respect them. You can't say anything or criticize them. You do what they say, and you can't have feelings or express those feelings. However, none of those rules apply to them. Oh, gosh, tell me about that. They can do and say whatever they want, whenever they want, never apologize, be totally disrespectful, and they seem to think it's perfectly fine. That's how morally vacuous and stupid these people are. They really are just morally insane. They're not very intelligent. The one I hung out with always said he was a great scientist and sea captain. He never graduated school. No, I'm not saying that people that going to college is for everybody, or that people, I know people that have made, multi-million-dollar businesses that never went to college, or at least never finished. College isn't everything. In fact, a lot of times you end up in debt and with a major that you can never pay that money back because you can't recapitalize on it. Some people, you shouldn't go to college. You got to be very picky. When I went to college, I went to study music because that's what I wanted to learn. And I was able to capitalize on it, so it worked out good for me. But if I go to spend some odd $100,000 on Russian literature and there's no jobs in that field, then I got to pay that money back. So it's better to think economically. I'm not saying he's stupid because he didn't go to college. I'm saying when you walk around going, I'm smarter than Isaac Asimov and Carl Sagan, and you're just a dumb Christian. I enjoy hurting you, you stupid Christian. Kill yourself in front of your mom, you stupid Christian. See how smart I am? And then you realize he shovels shit in a petting zoo for $8 an hour, and his wife's big, fat, ugly monkey from Oklahoma going, that lives on a farm whose mom and dad were brother and sister, and they're very low IQ, and they can't have intellectual conversation. Stupid. And then you're like, what? Wait a minute. This view of myself is so disconnected to what's happening in reality. I'm superior being. I'm actually just a low IQ troll slug. Then you realize that this is Dunning-Kruger to an incredible level. I'll do another video on what Dunning-Kruger is. Narcissists will steamroll over others to get what they want. So you must be vigilant about enforcing your boundaries. Refer to court orders. Don't respond immediately to texts and emails. And don't allow your ex to intrude on your visitation time with frequent calls and texts to your children. Just don't pick up the phone. Steamroll to get what they want. A prime example I'm thinking of is a narcissist that was hired on that wants the position of the head director, so he's kind of undermining that head director. The head director thinks he's a nice guy because he's been conned into believing this, but ultimately there's no honor amongst thieves, and one thief will stab the other in the back. So this director or this boss hires this guy on the workplace, and then the hiree stabs his boss in the back, gets him fired, and takes his position. And then the next one comes along and does the same thing. There is no honor amongst thieves. It's funny, given the sources, but it's, this is going to be nothing short of fun when the whole game's over. Just trying to watch for a distance. Playing the victim is just another mask facade narcissists wear to make their many deceptive agendas and lies work. They hide behind sympathy to cover up how they have abused another person and use it as an opportunity to blame the target they abused and create a smear campaign against the very person they abused. I hurt you. You should thank me. You didn't thank me enough for hurting you, so now I smear your reputation, turn all these people against them, and use them to hurt you some more. F God, I do whatever I want. I'll hurt your children, too. See what a good person I am? I'm seeing your dad should have pulled out. They also love to play on and use the sympathies of others for gain. And while they are also doing that, they are also able to pull a supporter or minion into the mix to help them condemn a past victim or destroying the reputation of someone they want to attack. Litigation twice already, and coming up possibly on a third time because of creeps like this. At this point, it's routine, so... And my friends are lawyers, so things are a little bit easier now that I know the system. When you are in a relationship with a narcissist, and why they're saying, wait, how can you get a lawyer because somebody's mean? Well, not so much for that, but they don't understand boundaries, right? Because they're narcissists, they don't know. So they can go in the workplace and steal your private property and go, well, I can do that because I play clarinet. I'm entitled to steal property. Well, they violated a state statute. That's part of the model penal, or that's part of the penal code of Texas. You can't steal stuff, but they're like, I can because I play a clarinet, yard. And I'm like, no, you violated the code. You could still go to jail for that, but they don't know that because they're dumb. Or the other one, like going around and calling people sexually harassing them in the workplace, not realizing that could lead to an EEOC Form 5. But they're like, I can do whatever I want. Laws don't apply. So they are stupid. And they're liabilities to every place they go because they just don't. You know, it's like somebody that walks around slapping a woman on the ass going, I can do whatever I want. I do whatever I want. Maybe the employer will tolerate that for a while, but ultimately Arthur are going to be showing up, and they're going to wonder how it happened. Well, you let the problem grow, like the cancer it was from the day it was, conceived in its mom's filthy, evil. Anyway, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you have no idea of the real danger that is lurking and raging inside this person. I figured it out. The abuse never happens in public because the narcissist cleverly conceals it behind a mask of goodness, empathy, and fortitude. But behind closed doors, you will see the real abusive monster appear. They don't know friendship. Right? People are objects. The captain uses his objects. You are an object, and I must abuse you to feel good about me. You're an object. You are an object to get what I want. They don't know friendship, caring, or love, and never, ever will. They only use it as a trap. They will lure you in with a charm, deceive you, manipulate you, lie incessantly, and then isolate you with the intention to discard you and even destroy you. Been through it too many times. Well, actually, really on that, I've only been through it once, but once was enough. All right, here you go. There's something called caustic humor in narcissistic personality disorders where they say mean things and disguise it as a joke. And then they're like, I'm just joking, good buddy, but they're trying to hurt you on purpose, and then they're trying to cover it like a joke. So you'll sit there and thank them you'll sit there and let them abuse you, and then even thank them for abusing you, and then laugh at them. Oh, that was funny that you abused me. Okay. Narcissists is called caustic humor. Narcissists believe in making their victims prove themselves and their worth. They feel entitled to belittle, devalue, disrespect, and mistreat anyone who stands up to them, doesn't meet their absurd expectations of perfection, those who disagree with them, those who don't comply with them, those they dislike, or those they believe slighted them in some way must be punished. You don't owe the narcissist shit of your time trying to prove anything to them. They are worthless. They are worthless. They believe you must prove your worth to their superior. These are worthless. They are not human. Humans have empathy. They forgive. They have, they try to work things out. They try to do good in so much as they could, even when they fall. Narcissists are like, I have a right to hurt people. I like hurting people. They should give me tribute. They're just evil. They're evil sons of bitches. Narcissists are so delusional that they think just because you won't let them disrespect you anymore or put up with any more of their control and bullying, that you are actually the bad one for not letting me. It's like a husband that punches his wife in the nose and breaks her nose and blackens her eye and breaks her ribs and maybe rapes her and cuts her with a razor blade and believes she should thank him. He's entitled. And then when she stands up to him or calls the cop, he plays the victim, cries like a bitch, and says, she's a bad person for bullying me. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Sometimes it's with verbal, more subtle, verbal and emotional abuse, and do the same thing. You're stupid, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. I hope your mom gets breast cancer, dies in a car accident. I heard your kid's sick with cancer. Ha ha, that's funny. Hey, quit being mean to me. I'm a bully. He wouldn't let me be mean. Yeah, this is not a symbol of strength. This is basically, I can't even use the word on this video, is what these guys are, but let's just say it's the vernacular of a female reproductive organ. Narcissists are so delusional that they think that just because you won't let them disrespect you anymore or put up with any more of their control and bullying, that you are actually the bad one or the troublemaker or the crazy one who needs help. Don't let them manipulate and gaslight you into any of their BS or fall for their victim-playing mentality. They were the ones who were mistreating and disrespecting you. I can steal your keyboard because I'm God and I play clarinet. I didn't know God played clarinet. Yeah, I hope your family gets killed in a car accident. See what a good person I am for saying that? Yeah, right. They were the ones who were mistreating and disrespecting you and not the other way around. Narcissists are always the aggressors. And you have every right to defend yourself or stand up to them when they do. If a narcissist hits you, hit them back. I mean hard. I mean break something. Because you'll be actually covered under the law under self-defense. They usually don't. It's usually emotional abuse because really narcissists are kind of wuss holes. That's why they bully. They're weak little bitches that can't, Anyway, so that's what you're dealing with. All right, well, that's enough of my musing on that today. I'll get to some more of those later. These are really, really sick individuals. One day they're going to push the wrong person. They're going to get hurt really, really bad. And when that does happen, it's going to be funny. As far as me, I'm just going to bow out of the game and hide and avoid these creeps for the next 4.5 months till I can get something else. And then I'm going to write letters to all of the higher ups to let them know what went on and why I quit. But yeah, I'll sacrifice myself as the pawn to get the better position in the game. But we'll see how that goes. Not that I don't know if they care, but nonetheless, at least bullies hate being exposed. So even if nothing happens to them, the fact that they were exposed for what they did. There you go.